It's already the middle of May, and New York City still feels like the apocalypse. Almost everyone wears a mask now, and you can walk block after block, and you'll see nothing but shuttered and closed stores. Some of the storefronts and shuttered gates have makeshift close signs. And then there's been a lot of new signs popping up about social distancing and wearing a mask. Some are a little more creative than others. The signs of the epidemic are literally everywhere. Use PPE gear now lines the streets. A lot has changed in New York City since the stay-home order was first put in place, but there are small signs of things getting semi-back to normal. More people are now at the parks, and there's no longer a line wrapped around Costco. My own day-to-day life has considerably changed while in quarantine. What used to be filled with train or bike rides into the city and most days spent at the studio are now a bit more boring and uneventful. Well, actually, they're a bit more like this. Since I'm basically unemployed now, I usually wake up sometime in the afternoon. And yes, afternoon.
That is a habit I never had.
Lately, I like to put on something comfortable that are not my PJs, like this cozy sweater. And yes, those are jeans, but they're like leggings, jeggings, so they're not even jeans, hardly. Now, I don't do my makeup every day, usually because I don't leave my apartment, or because when I do, I have a mask on and you can't really see my face anyways. But on the rare days that I do my makeup, I'll start with a BB cream in my bathroom, and then I'll move into my kitchen where I have this wall of mirrors, and I think the lighting is better. And then I'll add brow gel, a little eyeliner, and usually I would add a little bit of lipstick, but nobody's going to see it because I'm wearing a mask. My favorite accessory. And then I find my glasses and I'm ready. For what? I don't know. So over the past few weeks, I've been trying to get into a habit of drinking lemon water when I wake up. I don't know, I'm trying to be healthy or something. It's just half of a lemon squeezed. I squeeze it really good, and then just as much water as you want. And you're not supposed to add this part, but I add sugar to it because it's really sour, and just a little sugar makes it better. Then usually I'll sit down and drink it at my desk while I check emails and sometimes the news. And then I grab my coat and my shoes. Can't forget my mask. Because we're going to the post office. Are you ready to see my very sweet Ryan? There she is.
Wow.
So one of my all-time favorite things to do is to bike, especially in New York. It's such a fun way to explore the city, and it's free. Before quarantine, I would often bike to the studio, but now it's basically just to the post office and sometimes to the grocery store. Since quarantine and being unemployed, I've been trying to sell more items online. I sell on like Etsy, Depop, Poshmark, places like that. Anyways, that's why I'm at the post office most days, dropping off orders. Usually after the post office, I would just go home, but we recently got some new inventory at the studio, so I'm just going to stop by for a few hours. Now up the dreaded 2 flights of stairs. That's 1, 2, and now just the long ass hallway. And finally, we're here. So the studio I work at is in Brooklyn, and it's owned by a woman who makes her own canvas and leather goods. Then I usually help her with any graphic design work she needs, like this mini booklet, and cute stickers we designed recently. Then I also help her around the studio with other things. Like today I'll be assembling these bags, so when I'm finished they'll look like this. I only have a few to do. The first thing I'm doing is adding leather handles to the bags, but the holes aren't quite big enough to go over the copper rivets, so I have to stretch them out a bit. This is how they look like when they're on the bags. Then after each bag gets its handles, I'm bagging it in a plastic bag, so when a customer orders it, it's ready to be shipped. If you want to check out any of these bags, the company is called Flea Bags. I'll leave a link and a 20% off code below. Well, I got through half of them. I'll do the rest tomorrow. Time to head home for dinner. One thing that really sucks about biking home is that it's uphill the entire way. But once I finally get to the top, it's all worth it because there's this really cute park and it has a great view of the New York City skyline. Finally, home sweet home. Usually I'll eat dinner at my desk and watch YouTube videos for a little while. Then after unwinding for a little bit, I'll usually work on graphic design projects, but those have been few and far between recently. Okay guys, it is like 11:30 and I am so tired. I don't want to stare at the computer screen anymore. And I need like something to drink or a snack because I'm gonna fall asleep. So let's go see what's in the kitchen. Looks like I need to go to the grocery store. Guess this tea will have to do. This is actually my favorite tea. It's by a woman-owned company called Tea Drops. I get their Thai tea kit and it comes with these little tea and condensed milk packets. Then the whole idea is that you let your tea drop dissolve in hot water and then add the condensed milk. Give it a good stir and pour over ice. It's so freaking good. Oh my god, it's so delicious. With that sweetened condensed milk in there, it's like sugary. And then the Thai tea, it's like kind of spicy. So good. Almost every night I pack up orders for items I've sold online that day. I always try to wrap the items semi-nice. I mean, people often leave reviews, and I'm not trying to get any bad ones. I usually add a thank you tag and some twine or string. And then I print the labels and pack them up. Sometimes I decorate the outside, it just depends. So it is almost 3 o'clock. I know it's really weird, but I like to work out before I go to sleep. So I am going to change and I'm gonna work out. Before quarantine, I would go to the gym most nights, but now I just do workouts from home. I just use a mat, some light weights, and a YouTube video. This lady's videos are my favorite right now. Her YouTube name is Chloe Ting, if you want to check her out. Just a nerd trying to stay in shape. Can you guys see the sweat? Maybe a little. Oh, it was only 20 minutes, guys, and my ass is kicked. Feels so good though. Then I'll unwind for a little bit in my PJs and do my nighttime skincare routine. So I'm a big believer in creating less waste, and one way I do this is by trying to find compostable options, like this bamboo toothbrush I use. I know it may not seem like much, but it's the little things that add up. Kinda weird, but up until about 6 months ago, I hated using mouthwash. But now it's something I use every day, and weirdly, I almost look forward to it. When it comes to skincare, I am so fortunate that I work for a skincare company. The company is called LiftLab Skincare, and this little sage cleanser is part of our rebranding. If you're interested in any of the products, I'll leave a 20% off code below. Next, I'm using a serum by the same company. And then the eye cream as well. I'll finish with one of their moisturizers. Then before bed, I always fill my water glass. Never know when you're gonna get thirsty. Not that kind of thirsty. Finally, it's time to drift to a place where quarantine doesn't exist. To only wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully a day in my quarantine life isn't too boring. What would you like to see next? Maybe an apartment tour? A DIY project? Let me know in the comments. Bye!